Public sector workers are growing increasingly frustrated with the government as wage negotiations drag on. The latest expressions of discontent follow a recent meeting with Finance Ministry officials where union leaders say their concerns remain unresolved. The government has offered a 7.5% increase over 4 years. But as Kevin Black reports, the offer of 0% in year one remains a non-starter for the unions.
If they are factual as they said they are, then there's space in the budget to facilitate the increase in salary.
Frustration continues to grow among public sector workers as wage negotiations remain at a standstill. A meeting held last Friday between Ministry of Finance officials and several unions did little to ease the tension. Speaking on CVM's lead story last evening, Jamaica Medical Doctors Association President Dr. Renee Badro urged the government to implement the new overtime rate for doctors, noting that the current rate has been in place since 2022 and that physicians across the island remain overworked.
Overtime is mandatory for doctors. We don't have enough doctors in the system to be able to staff the system for 24 hours. So doctors have to work the overtime so that if you come in at like say 6 o'clock in the evening or even 2 o'clock in the morning, there's a doctor there to see you. So that's because we have to do overtime. You can't expect to pay the doctor that covers more than one hospital, has to move from Bustamante, move to KPH, move to Hope Institute, have to go to all the way up Sir John Golden Rehabilitation Center.
Meanwhile, Jamaica Civil Service Association President Tesha Clark Griffiths says the government's proposed 0% increase in the first year is unacceptable and cannot be considered a starting point for the 30,000 public sector workers she represents.
We appreciate the information that was shared, but the meeting that was called last Friday was for information purposes. And the commissioner, the fiscal commissioner's presentation is more to temper the expectation of the trade union movement. And so we have given up our increases over the many years. I don't think that I've ever heard of any calculations, either from the fiscal commissioner or any other economist, on the cost to public servants, that huge cost of the many years of wage freeze that we have given up. What we are hearing is the opposite, though.
Both also called for reconsideration of duty concessions for traveling officers.
What happened is before 2022, persons who are bona fide traveling officers would be entitled to have duty concession or after 5 years, every 5 years. After April 1, 2022, persons who are traveling officers who, by the way, their duties based on their job, they have to go on the road, they have to do the work of the government, which includes significant traveling.
It is a serious concern because many of our doctors, they have to travel through the countryside, travel around town. They have to visit sick patients in their homes because they can't make it to medical facilities. So we do quite a bit of traveling, and we carry not only ourselves but other healthcare professionals in our cars to visit these patients. So the matter of concession, where it's not available for doctors who are newly receiving contracts after 2023 for us, because we started in 2023, it really is concerning.
Kevin Black, CVM News.